Hey everyone, welcome back to the Funny Farm. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We have a big week this week at the farm. We're gonna lay the rest of our driveway. We're gonna pull our corn picker out of the barn, open the barn up for the first time in over a decade, probably over a decade and a half. We're also gonna take out our high nair parade wagon that I have. One of our family's great good friends are gonna take that to some parades this year with their draft horses. So I'm excited about that. Cleaning the place up this summer. It's been a lot. So enjoy the video. I really appreciate it, guys. Also, are gonna have our new fence line along with cutting with our Farmall H for the first time in the field. It's the first time this tractor's been in the field for probably 20 years. And the way I know my family, I bet they did not use it in this field. It was a pasture for draft horses. So I guarantee you it probably has been in that field for well over 30 years, in my opinion. So really special, pretty cool moment. So again, tune in, stick around, greatly appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
What in the world is going on outside? I think the little ones are eating all. Let me give a little glimpse of Scarlet's lair. Say hello, Scarlet. I'm going to come make sure that we close the door. I wasn't sure if that was closed, but it is. All right, here's a little bit of work done on this corn crib base. Again, just trying to clean this thing out. One, I wanted to look nice, look presentable. Two, I want to put that fuel tank on here. I'm gonna come through and weed whack everything, but I'm gonna come through and actually pick up all these. These all need picked up. And this thing is, this gotta weigh 200 pounds. I don't know what this is, honestly, but to pick this sucker up, pick this joker up and get her out of here. My scrap pile is in these doors, so I don't think it's going to be going in there. We got a scrap pile across the street, so it might end up over there for now. I'll get all these branches and sticks and jaggers out of here. Make this thing look like new.
And here's our corn crib base. But we put all of our fence line, we piled it all on here. So we have over a mile probably of fence line that's on this, because it was all one wire. The front of where the road is, it was 3 strands, so it's well over a mile. I had to take this out of the scrapyard, but I promise before the end of the year, this base will be cleaned off and the fuel tank will be sitting on it. But it's always a process.
Okay, this is about 12 tons of stone. We're gonna have another 10 tons, approximately 10 tons dropped off. I want to just put everything in front of the start of this pad. This is where the original barn doors were, and whenever we create something in the future at some point, this is where the doors will be again. So I just want to fill this in, and I want to be able to park our finishing mower and the backhoe on that pad. We've had a pretty good drought here, about no rain for about, I think we're at day 17. Pretty high temperatures as well. So I haven't cut anything recently. But yeah, here it is now. And this just looks amazing compared to what it was. This was a deep rut in between here and the fence line. So this has been really, really nice. And of course, our tractors aren't being parked in the mud anymore. It's great. So this has been very, very helpful. Looks like we're gonna have a really good thunderstorm. So we have a little update on the barn. So this is our barn update. These doors have been closed for probably since before 2011. This new idea 2-row corn picker was placed in here, and that was really the last time these doors were open. The track had fallen down. Really wasn't off the beam in here, but the track is 3 parts, 2 ends in the middle section. So both end sections have kind of just caved in a little bit, and we were actually able to get these back up and then adjust the doors up so their heights ride above the cement. So we finally were able to get these to move. That way we can get the corn picker out of here and we can clean up this area a little bit. I'm going through, I had a great idea to place horseshoes in cement, but as you can see, they're just a little too close after all these years. These doors have been here at least since the 1960s. This barn is a 1906. So I'm going through and I'm actually using a cutoff wheel and cutting these off, because I'm going to put something behind the door for these doors to latch onto one of the wood beams so that they can be stabilized and not have wood leaning up against it. I don't like that look. So, and we also cleaned the gutters. There's just piles of junk. Oh, and those gutters were actually falling over. We have this water bin to kick water out from the barn when it falls out from the gutter. So hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. And it's just one more step to get this thing back in really a good condition. So this has been awesome to see. These doors have not been open for well over a decade.
This is the first time with the doors open during the day. Ryder and I are gonna help get this corn picker out of here. Our neighbors that actually own it are gonna come by soon. We can have this nice open area.
So we're really excited about this, but I wanna get a close-up shot. If anybody else has ever owned one of these or still owns one, I think these are still pretty common to be used. This is a new idea. There's a serial number if you can see it. But again, it's
been in here for a long time, so I'm excited to get this space back. We want to, you know, fix up the barn, make it usable, maybe park a tractor in here or something like that. Of course, below, Scarlett's still in here, and we store hay up here for the winter time.
I'm impressed these tires haven't gone flat. Now I know the farmers that are picking this up also have one of these, and they're going to use this one. I forget, there's something they like on this model that they're going to take off of this and place on their other new idea 2-row corn picker that does not have. I forget what it is exactly. Here's a look at the inside of the barn. Yeah, I need to get some roofing replaced. We're getting there. And we have this area to collect some rain that falls. The doors are covering them, but I have window inserts. We have 1, 2, 3 windows. We're gonna have inserts. We're gonna get this thing painted up this year. Yep, it's good. All right.
Sorry, Derek, you and the boss can sit up here in the sun. I just gotta watch it, we don't mess up this. We only got about this much room to work with.
I believe that.
There you go. A little bit more. A little bit more. There you go.
Beautiful.
See you, bud.
See ya. Thank you so much. All right, the corn picker's gone. And so is our high, narrow parade wagon. Off to good homes. All right, so what do we have going on here? We have a new fence line. The fence line is roughly 150 new posts. It's probably close to 200 posts, maybe a little bit more than 200 posts altogether. 5 feet spacing apart, 2-inch by 2-inch oak posts. We put tips on all the bottoms with a saw. And that's moved up to our property line that we bought the farm. We share rights with the pond, water rights with my extended family who in the garage above the pond, but we don't physically own that. So we wanted to move that fence line up to the line, a little bit off the property line. So I designed that. I didn't show any posts of us doing that, pounding posts or setting that up. I had some of Scarlett's caretakers, our horse Scarlett, do that. So I didn't really want to film them, film us doing that. But so we have that out of the way. We have this 80-inch mower. This is a Woods dual rotary finish mower that I picked up in the wintertime. You watch my videos, you can see me doing that. This will really help us out. We had the original fence line, which was about 7 acres when I got this. Now it's a little bit less than that, but I'm still maintaining all of that. I just have to go outside of the fence line now. So I'm hoping this helps. I've never run this mower except for one pass to make sure it actually worked when I hooked it up. And I haven't really done too much on the H other than work on it. So I'm still fixing some bugs on that, and I don't really have a lot of experience. I'm a novice beginner with something like this. So let's give it a try. I'm take my time, be slow. I already did one height adjustment. I'm not pretty much one of the lowest settings. I did like a 3/4 of the way on the setting. It's manual, again, beginner. So manual setting, 3/4 of the way down, and then I have that again. So I'm pretty close to all the way down on this, but there's still some more leeway. Yeah, this isn't flat. You know, there's some hills, there's some bumps, some rough areas. It's where Scarlett walks around all day for the last 30 some years. So yeah, it's bumpy. So let's give this a try. Let's get this H turned on now finally, and well, let's get mowing. Let's see what happens. All right, so on the H, we still don't have our generator working properly. I think I just needed, you know, some of the wiring isn't that good, so I need to redo a lot of this wiring. So hook this battery back up, turn the fuel on. I went to go get more fuel at the gas station and lost my cap. So there's my cap. And this thing should be ready to go. I have it all greased up. I did hit the grease points, rear axles, steering column, and then I hit some Zerks. I've hit the Zerks plenty of times already on this mower because, you know, I bought the mower and I want it to work well for a long time, hopefully. So that's all good to go. I aired up all these tires. As you can see, they're pretty cracked. They look worse than a highway in Pennsylvania, but they're gonna do the trick, hopefully. Up front as well. I make sure everything was tight too. So everything's tight, ready to go. Let's give it a try. Battery's dead. What do you know? That was tough. I pegged up the adjustment a little bit, so I raised that deck height. Again, never used this, so it's going to take some time to adjust that to get it to where I like. I'm going to keep going. I'll come around just let me come around. thing I noticed is that I should probably have pins. This doesn't sway too far out. That's something I'd like to do. And you know, the H isn't, it's tuned pretty good, but it's still not as good as I'd like it to be. Slight fuel leak too. Let's see what I can do on pass 2.
We're just gonna take this slow and figure it out as we go. Just learn on the job experience. So we're just gonna learn on the job today.
So far it's holding up really well.
So again, what I had to do is I called a surveyor. They came out and staked. They staked this actually when we bought the property, but I only put markers in the back of our property, not the front. So I had to come back and redo this and put extra in since we're gonna run a straight fence line. And once they did that, I went 3 feet back. So 3 feet back from our property line is where the fence was for Scarlet. and we put these posts 5 feet apart, so they are 5 feet apart, all of them. And so I had a marker for that. Once we did that, we drilled out some holes, and then we actually pounded all of these in. So that's our fence line. I guess I should say too that I ran a string line from the front to the back, and then from the back up, and that just kept it straight so that I could run the fence in the straightest possible way. And it only took a few days to actually run the fence. It really wasn't that bad. Even with the dryness here in Western Pennsylvania, it was fine.
All right, the field is just about done. She's still running good. So we're gonna do the outside of the field now, down along the pond.
We're gonna finish up outside the fence line now. So just the rest of the old pasture that we had. All right, the H is back in the shed. Took me a little bit to figure out how to take off the PTO shaft, but I figured that out. A little bit of dark hands later, but that worked out really well. We didn't break down one time on the H. I went really slow, mainly first gear. I did go in second gear at the end once I got more comfortable, but just maneuvering, turning, how wide the radius can be for the PTO shaft. But overall, I think it worked out really well. Although I was slower than using the Farmall A, I think with practice, this will be a lot faster to take care of with an H, or when we get the 656 rolling too. So thanks for watching that, I appreciate it. Again, please like, subscribe for some updates. We're gonna be painting the barn soon. A couple more willet starts with at least one more tractor, maybe a truck as well, at least for this year before the baby comes. So thanks again, guys.